We are live. Yes, I'll play the intros in a second, but we had a problem with StreamYard, it seems, because of the intros, not the intros, the traffic was too high. So let me see if it's coming through. Right? Yep, there it is, because I hear my whack ass. All right, folks, we are live. We're going to go ahead and play the intros. I'll highlight the comment, and I wish everybody well as I do it. So here we go.
You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play. If all of the kings had their queens on the throne, we would pop champagne and raise a toast. To all of the queens who are fighting alone, baby, you're not dancing on your own. Let's go. Without me, you wanna, but you get na. Think it's funny, but honey, can't run the show on your own. I can feel my body shake, there's only so much I can take. I'll show you how a real queen behaves. No damsel in distress, don't need to save me. Once I start breathing fire, you can't tame me. And you might think I'm weak without a sword, but if I had one, it'd be bigger than yours. If all of the kings had their queens on the throne, we would pop champagne and raise a toast. To all of the queens who are fighting alone, baby, you're not dancing on your own.
She's the queen and I'm just lucky to get close to the throne. I'm not worthy, but she's taking me home. Yeah. No damsel in distress, don't need a savior. She's a goddess, I would never try to change her. She knows she got my world inside of her palm, but she can have whatever she wants.
All of the kings had their queens on the throne. We would pop champagne and raise a toast. To all of the queens who are fighting alone, baby, you're not dancing on your own. Let's go.
I'm a queen, I'm a boss, I'm a brat. Hella independent, I get this, I get that. Shout out to the girls from the burp to the trap. I don't need a man for shit, put myself on the map. Oh, and they thought I was done. I ain't even hit my peak and I'm still on the run. I'm my Lolo on the lap, how I'm running the track. Only time I see an L's in a luxury tax. And my whole team when they post a pic just because they're like, oh, she chillin'. $1,000,000 bills and my lipstick still it. I need acrylic nails, I don't need no critics. So witty gon' glow, so witty gon' shine. Circle full of tens, I don't see no nines. My name on they lips, my name on they mind. How I take it from the block to the Hollywood sign.
All of the kings had their queens on the throne. We would pop champagne and raise a toast. To all of the queens who are fighting alone, baby, you're not dancing on your own.
Well, those are. Did he get
I
shrunk?
was thinking more Pixiv, but you know.
Dude, I got questions.
Whoa.
Whoa, what is going on here?
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
It's like a
That
penis.
actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He called my name and my heart stood still when he said, John, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Throw you a rock, hide your hand, working in the dark against your fellow man. But as sure as God made black and white, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down.
Yes, I am debuting. I can talk here. Give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, it has that whole replay option that I have not figured out how to undo. That is my display banner that I'm going to be showcasing or debuting at the Village Con this Saturday. Yes. Let me make sure that my audio is good. I didn't even check the audio. Okay, good. Yes, I should have good audio. So... okay, so let's see. Hail to the chat. You guys have been great waiting for a few minutes. We started late because there is some unexpected traffic on StreamYards. Dark Gift, yes. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and do it, man. So yeah, so Dark Gift had a bad week. He lost his challenge for this week. So if you've been in the position where you've had a loved one pass, you know where that takes you mentally. So let's all show some love to our friend Dark Gift. He's a staple of our community, despite you racist bastards. He's a staple of our community. He's promoted a lot of us, stuck by a lot of us. So let's show him some love here. So drop your link, Dark Gift, and show him some love. Let's show. Let us show what a community, a loving community can be. And by loving, I don't mean call me racist shit. I'm a valuable person as community, guys. I'm very valuable. So please do not. I'm telling you right now, stop with the words. I don't see my beautiful Carol colors here, so that means I'm going to have a very beautiful night tonight. So let me be. Yes. Hello, Lady Fairlane. Great to see you here. My regulars here. Geek Avengers here. Bears here. Linkovich is here. So it's Hothead Studios, a perennial regular. Suzanne Eckstein is here. How you doing, Suzanne? Massive Panda. First one to drop a text is here. Carbon Dioxide asked, I'm not that much of a POC. He left a nice little comment about, yes, Gary Panter, yes, the set designer for Pee-wee's Playhouse. Absolutely. And we're going to look at some of his stuff here. I was actually debating on if I was going to do Gary Panter or E.C. Seeger because I've been reading Popeye this week. And there's a lot that I talk about with the Popeye book. So I got the volume 1, and this starts out with some of the Thimble Theater strips. I'm giving too much away for the eventual Easy Seeker spotlight, but the thing that I will find frustrating about this is the text is kind of small, so I'm squinting most of the time when I'm reading it. But I love it. I love the history. I love going back to early comics, and just going to a time when it wasn't affected by DEI or ESG or any of that other bullshit that is destroying our media today. Just good old fashioned escapism, and that's what I love. I love good old fashioned escapism. Do you mean my stuff, Sark, or Gary Panter? Because you definitely have seen. If you grew up in the '80s and saw Pee Wee's Playhouse, then you have seen Gary Panter's stuff. He's the set designer for that show. So, let's see here. Let me scroll on here. So, a lot of activity in the chat. So, as you guys know, I run a themed show with, we are all here because of the arts. We love the comic arts. We love the stories. We love the aesthetics of it. So, I will stay true to that and add to that. So, yes, let us help our good friend Dark Gift. There is a link to the GoFundMe for his friend. So let's show him some love here. Yeah, Dark Gift had a good drawing stream last night. Again, if you guys are a fan of the arts, you like the creative spirit, the creativity of us. Dark Gift had a beautiful stream last night. He drew a portrait of his friend that passed away, Renee. So, in honor of Renee, a good friend of our friend Dark Gift, in honor of Renee, we're going to have a lovely stream today. A very fun, active stream, celebration of the arts. You know how that goes. I don't use the white man mic Kirby. I'm colored. I use the mic of my people, the mic of my ancestors. I'm perfectly fine with the mic that I use, Kirby. I appreciate your concern. Thank you. Hello, Dr. Ben. Nice to see you here. Scrolling down to the chat. I am what I am. Exactly. Popeye was, what's funny? I know I'm giving too much away for the Easy Secret stream, but Olive Oil, her first boyfriend was Ham Gravy. And then Ham Gravy hires Popeye later on in the thimble strips. And Popeye eventually cucks Ham Gravy and takes Olive Oil. I'm like, wow. it is a beautiful book. I love it. And I'm reading it and I'm enjoying it. And I'm going to be ordering more of these. Fantagraphics has some beautiful hardcover books for comics. Beautiful. Yeah, if you go to Fantagraphics website, they have a lot of books, including the Popeye stuff. Actually, the one that I got is sold out on the Fantagraphics site, so I had to buy that one off eBay. But I got it for a good deal, so I really enjoy it. I'm going to be collecting more of those hardcover Popeye books and add that to my collection. I've been buying a lot of the older stuff lately. And as such, leave my microphone, Link. Leave it alone. I mean, not microphone, my webcam. You got to see me, right? You saw me dancing, right? You saw it, right? So I don't know why you're complaining. Got what you want. Popeye really says he's welcome proud of it. I hope not. Well, you know what? Easy Seeker's dead, so anything that deal with Popeye that deviates from his character is not canon, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm good. Let's see. Let's talk about Panter and about the Playhouse link. Okay. My stuff is in the bathroom stall. Hey, that's trademark infringement. You let me know where it's at, and I'll. Just point it out the right way. Point it to me. Olive came out with some Me Too allegations against Bluto. Well, I mean, we all see Bluto trying to rape Olive, so there is some truth to that. It's not something that she can fabricate. Bluto has multiple times tried to rape Olive Oil, and Popeye has to come to her rescue. Formula they shouldn't mess with it. So a funny story, and before I go into the Gary Panter stuff, funny story. Facebook locked me out of my account today. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I linked the stream to there, or because I joined the Fandom Pulse page, but it locked me out and it threatened to terminate my page. I was like, oh fuck! So I had to go through the process of submitting my profile pic and everything. So it looks like I have it back. But yeah, you can't tiptoe on Facebook without them fucking breathing down on you and threatening to nuke your page off the ether. So yeah, there's way too many panders and bears in here. I agree. We need more B citizens. That is why I'm here. That is why I am here for more B citizens. Appreciate you, Dark Gift. Hope you get through this. Okay, so I'm gonna skip some of the chats so we can, because otherwise I'll just spend the whole stream reading chats, and I don't do that. I'm not Gary from Nerdrotic. I don't read free chats. If I'm gonna spend the whole stream reading chats, I need to get paid for it. Speaking of getting paid, if you guys want to tip me $1 or $2, my PayPal link is pinned to the stream. It's the pinned message, so tip me $1 or $2 for some coffee. I really appreciate it. As a matter of fact, if I get $2 or $3, I may drive to Wawa's and get a coffee just to get out of the house for a minute. Nothing like going out to the corner store or to your local Wawa's and buying a cup of coffee for a few seconds just to be out about nighttime, enjoying the night sky, the coolness of the air. I'm just glad I'm not in New York City right now because that's a oh no. See, look who's here. Look who's here. You guys couldn't let me have this stream, right? You couldn't let me have this stream. Not this stream. I was careless for a good 20 minutes. You couldn't let me have it. God. Link of it says, I saw for a good time call Elasma on the bathroom stall. See, this is fake news. Fake news. No, Bear, don't encourage her violence and behavior. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. Don't say hi to her. Don't say hi to her. So, yeah. Facebook is fucking with the stream too. Well, so my this stream is not linked to Facebook because it wouldn't let me. So I think I'm not gonna stream on Facebook for a while because it looks like anytime you, like I said, you tiptoe the wrong way on Facebook and you get threatened with termination. Sony canceled the Popeye movie for the emoji one. I wouldn't trust Popeye's one of those characters that you can't trust modern entertainment to do it because they'll put a lot of woke. They'll cook Popeye. They'll give olive oil the fight scenes, and yeah, no, I'm good. This modern generation of producers, they don't understand Popeye, so I wouldn't want them touching Popeye for anything. Let him die out first. So, Kirby says today's Dillard's birthday. Make sure you wish him happy birthday. He hates it. Well, happy birthday and F you, Dillard. There you go. Does that? No, I'm just kidding. Well, I hope you have a good one. Have a good birthday, Dillard. Sure. Why not? Have a great birthday. See, James knows what's up. I am better creator than Quaff. And by the way, speaking of which, Battle of the Kangs at Wiggle is on currently on Indiegogo. I'm too lazy. I'm not gonna put the link because I'm the host. You guys should be posting links. Post the links to my Road Warrior Drake crowdfunder. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, and we've had a week without much content on the slum side. So I will stream for as long as you guys want me to stream for. But here is the link to the link. Good night. The page for the crowdfunder for Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. The pages are coming along great. I'm loving what I'm producing so far. Even Wiggle, the creator of Battle of the Kangs, even he said the artwork is good. He's loving it. You don't believe me? You don't believe he said that? Well, I have the receipts. Wiggle clearly did say that it looks very good. You don't believe me? Well, listen for yourself.
Well, did he get shrunk?
I was thinking more Pixid, but
Dude, I got questions. Whoa, what is going on here?
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
It's like
That actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course, Carol's gonna put Team Quaff. Of course she is. That's what abusers do. That's what they do. Okay. All right, let us save the Popeye talk for probably the next. I'm doing that probably the next stream because we have a lot of Popeye stuff we can talk about. But I don't want to overshadow Gary Panter stuff. But before we do, not today. Not today. I'm not doing 12 hours today. I don't want to do 12 hours. I want to keep these streams at least 2. Maybe I'll do 3 if we have enough content for 3. But I think 2 is a good number. It's good for the replay value. So, I may do a draw stream because this weekend I'm doing the Village Con. Yeah, let me look for it. Facebook had me locked out of my page for threatening to terminate it. I had to go through a process of getting my shit reclaimed, but here it is, Village Con. So this is where I'm going to be Saturday from 10 to 4. Okay, in Whiting, New Jersey. You saw me with the display for the Road Warrior Drake, right? a few minutes ago. I had the display banner for Road Warrior. I'm going to be displaying that on the table there. I have some books to sell. I got some personal items like DVDs, action figures, stuff, comics that I'm going to sell, as well as, Road Warrior Drake stuff. So I will be there Saturday in Whiting, New Jersey. It's the Crestwood Village Fernwood Hall. So it's a senior center that the Jersey comic store is renting out for the convention. So come if you're near the area, or if you're within driving distance, come out and join us for some fun and conversation. I probably will be drawing some pages for the book while I'm there. So it'll be a good opportunity to reclaim my creative juices as I'm drawing and selling books and saying hi to the community. Yes, blame Darky for lack of Slums content. Total betrayal of the heart. Could you please leave a deal? It's clean and won't get you struck. Maybe towards the end, Ken says. I'll probably do it towards the end. I don't want to deviate too far from it. The content for today. No, I'm blocking. Don't you dare, Carol. I'm warning you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Why did I do that? Why do I shill? Show display again. I'll show you. I don't want to turn the camera on right. Well, I guess I could, but I don't want to. Hold on. I just got tagged in the Facebook post for showing 4 characters. 4 characters. Let me go to my Facebook where I took a picture of the stand. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, my Twitter looking pretty funny. Oh, I see. Because I tried to go live, and I guess it posted all the times I tried to go live, and it said this broadcast has ended. I'm like, oh wait, I am still live streaming. So, but there's the display band right there. Looks very nice, and I'll take better pictures at the convention. But that sucker is about 2 feet tall, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to displaying that. Displaying some Road Warrior Drake stuff. I am fully on brand. I feel like a legit comic book creator. And I am very happy. Yes, my juices, my creative juices. I know, I dare you, Carol. I absolutely dare. Okay. Wait. Yeah, I dare you. So, why didn't New Jersey too far from me? I wish that was Carol who said that. I wish that was Carol who said that. Oh, that says dope. Yes, it's absolutely dope. I love it. I feel like I should probably take off the graphics for a second, but there you go. So I'll have a better photo of it this weekend. So, and here we are with one of Gary Panter's artworks. Now, as mentioned earlier in the chat, Gary Panter was the set designer for Pee-wee's Playhouse, among other things. And when I was looking him up, and trust me, I was already knee-deep in Easy Seeger stuff, the creative Popeye, before I said, okay, let me do somebody else. I'll save Easy Seeger maybe for next week because I'll have more to talk about as I'm reading Thimble Theater, going into the Popeye strips. The 2-foot-tall Beast Citizen display, KSS. Beast Citizen display. Oh, I guess I'm not good enough for you, huh, Carol? That's fine. You know what? That's fine. Be that way. Be that way. Fine. So, actual production values. I do work there. I do work. I have a job. So, I can't invest in myself. I'm allowed. I'm absolutely allowed to invest in myself. So, but this is Gary Panter stuff. And some quick word on Gary Panter. Let's see here. So, he is, because he's still with us. He's a cartoonist, illustrator, painter, designer, and part-time musician. He was influenced by the artist for Frank Zappa. Who was the guy's name? Who was the artist for Frank Zappa? It was Cal Schenkel. Yes, so Cal Schenkel was an influence on Gary Panter. And he was considered one of the second generation of the American underground comics. Comics. That is an actual thing. What's the underground comics, you ask? Well, it's a small press of self-published comic books that are often socially relevant or satirical in nature, according to Wikipedia. The key is that they're small press and they are self-published. And that reminds me of what Comicsgate should have been: a series of self-published books, small press people that are putting out relevant, socially relevant books. They are different from the mainstream in their depiction of content forbidden to mainstream publications by the Comics Code Authority. That includes explicit drug use, sexuality, and violence. That is part of the tone or the characteristics of the underground comics. People like R. Crumb, Trina Robbins, for example, are some people that are associated with the underground comics. R. Crumb is from the first generation, so Gary Panter is considered second generation. You guys think it's weird that a man associated with the underground comics is the set designer for a children's show, Pee-wee's Playhouse? No, I think it's pretty fucking cool. I think it's fucking awesome. I think it's just shows you how whacked out the 80s was. The 80s was a great decade for talent and inspiration. It also was pretty fucked up in the backdrop, but that's all stuff for like documentaries and so forth. No, I don't know what you're saying here, guy in his room, but I'm not going to read it. It's racism. Pure racism. I'm trying to be inspirational and educational here. Save the racism for another channel. Take it to Finatra's. Take it to Wiggles. Don't bring it here. I think I turned my head out trying to. I read that wrong. See, I can't read now because the harassment is too much now. Stop with the harassment, please. I think I tear my hair out trying to draw this. Well, this requires patience and definitely days, if not weeks, depending on the size of this thing. But I used to draw stuff like this in college, very detailed. So this is before. No, this was after R. Crumb. Crumb was in the 60s and 70s. That was the time of R. Crumb. This is like Panter. When did Panter start? Did he start in the 70s or 80s? He started in the 80s, I think. Yeah, that's when he was doing the Pee-wee's Playhouse, and then he won some Emmy Awards for that show too. And then he got into the artwork, the comic art. Here's an example of some of his stuff. So here's some of Gary Panter's stuff. This is from this one is from 2004. So you're gonna see he deviates from various styles. Oh, what a concept! It's an amazing concept. I know. Is Gary out of breath or a lot or something? I'm here. I don't know. KSS's comics are underground, not to be confused with comics, which are like Penthouse comics in the 90s. Where's Mango when we need him? I think Mango would give us more info on that one. Road Warrior Drake merch when? So I tried the shirts, Lord Raptor, in the Fun My Comic campaign for B Citizen Road Warrior Drake. So I'll be honest with you, like doing merch with your books is hard work because when you've got to rely on third parties to get the stuff going, it's a lot of communication, a lot of meticulous planning, and I want to keep it simple. Don't get me wrong, like the shirts that Richard Embry did were great, and I'm gonna wear his shirt that he did for B Citizen Road Warrior Drake this Saturday at the Village Con. So I'm gonna wear his shirt, but I'm gonna hold off on any merch till like I have at least 2 or 3 of the books done. Then I'll start adding merch in when I do more of the crowdfunders, and I'll do more merch in there. So, well, take care, Dark Game. If you don't come back, you can always watch the replay because I like to have streams with replay value, and I think it's very important. Replay value is very important. So I do have Crumb's Fritz the Cat comics. Awesome. Yeah, Crumb is on my list of people I'm going to spotlight at some point. I had a friend who was a big R. Crumb fan, and he had some of his comics. I watched that documentary that he did. Every time I watch it, I get the inspiration to draw. It's a very interesting documentary about his life and his viewpoints on stuff. And he's a weird guy, but his stuff is so much fun to look at, for sure. You sure you can't read because English isn't your first language? Well, I am trying, Bear. I am integrating myself in your popular eye. So I'm trying. Absolutely. 80s punk scene. That's right. That's part of the underground comics scene. 80s punk scene. I did go to college, KSS. I went to school of visual arts with when Matt Barr went. Well, we didn't go at the same time, but we went to that same college. And I'll be honest, aside from maybe my freshman year there, The other 3 years were kind of a blur and a waste. Outside of my classes with Jack Harris, the illustrator for the Ray, the rest of the years in college were a waste. That's all I'll say about that. Let me see. Scrolling down here. Panthers and panting out of breath. See, I missed that joke. I missed it. I guess I'm a bad man. Real bad man. So, Panter comics were a thing. They had some great artists too, like Adam Hughes. You know what's funny? Like, not that I'm endorsing it, but it seems like 70s and 80s porn did come with some kind of some artistic addendums, I guess you could say. Road Warrior plushie that goes quack quack. Come on, Fiona, you're better than that. You're better than that. You know better than that. I love my Drake. We need Drake merch. Says Lord Raptor Jesus. Arkham illustrated the Book of Genesis. Yeah, he did. I did see a showcase of that. And the thing that stuck out with that one is the way he drew the serpent on hind legs. It was a weird depiction. Fun weird though, very fun weird. Here's more of Gary Panter stuff. This is from 1992. This is a printed blanket Menda Yucatan this is acrylic on paper. It reminds me of Jason and the Argonauts, kind of. It's a little Jason and the Argonauts with Empire of the Ants. If you guys get the reference. Here's more. There's a few pieces that I saw here. Oh, this one's pretty, I guess because of the lady, but why not? Let me see if I can enlarge. Yeah, so I can enlarge it. There we go. It's good to enlarge it stuff so we can see it better. This one is the what? This is the open back from 2002, acrylic on paper. I should fix the. There we go, so we can see the whole piece. So Ed Piskor talked about an edition called the Complete Crumb Comics. If I remember correctly, are you aware of this and do you own it? I don't own it, but I will like. There's a couple of graphic novels that Crumb did that Cartoonist Kayfabe did cover that I want to get. I am a fan of his style of artwork. A style that, by the way, would have gotten canceled from Comicsgate, I should say. So, yeah, and my experiences in CG is kind of like opened my eyes to the fact that there is very little awareness on the cartoonist style, the underground comic style of art that is as relevant in comics as Jim Lee and Tom McFarlane and Rob Liefeld is. So, color me experimental, color me weird. So, I am absolutely a proud Pac. Pac's for the win every day, always. Sure. So, Rob's already worked on Pee Wee's Playhouse too. I don't doubt that. Yeah, college was a waste. Unless you're a doctor or a lawyer, you're just racking up unnecessary student loan debt. It's a scam. Again, if it was for my first year in college, because my first year is where I had Carmine Infantino and Joe Orlando as two of my instructors. And I probably learned more artistically in that year than the following 3 years. So I wish that my remaining 3 years in college were just like my first year. Then I would have said, okay, it was worth every penny. But it's not. So unfortunately, that is my testimony in terms of college. Yeah, spread the word out. Like I would say if you have a son and if he has no plans for high school, after high school, I would say, hey, go and invest in a trade school. Learn a trade. At the very least, you can get a skill, earn a skill that will make you some good money while you find yourself and see where you go from there. But a skill more than anything. Trade school for the win. Drake playing, saying 70-80% artistic value. No, I said it had. Okay, so I'm not saying that porn had that artistic value. I'm saying that there were some addendums in the porn products that had some artistic value. Take it for what it's worth. I'm absolutely not saying that porn had artistic value, but chat's going crazy, and I love it. I love the weird comics. I love it too, and this is why you should back B Sister Road Warrior Drake, because I'm all about the weird comics. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be uploading some new art to the campaign. Actually, let me show you some new art. A new one of the pages that I did, because I really want to emphasize and show the style of my work. And when you see the style of my work, these indie comic outliers streams that I do make more sense. So this is some of the artwork in one of the most recent pages that I did. Scary bat creature, who's one of the main villains in the book. I've been also playing with the lettering too, so I'm having more fun with the lettering. So that way, when you see a page like this, you see how much activity is going on in the page, how much visual busyness is happening between the art and the text. So that's what I'm going for with this. And you'll see as I do these spotlight streams that what I'm doing is making sense, lots of sense. And it's good to always go back to guys like Gary Panter and appreciate what came before us and why things like Comicsgate exist and how much debt it owes to these kind of creators. As much as they may not like it, these creators are very important to the atmosphere of indie comics in general. So this piece right here from Gary Panter reminds me of Howard Finster. If you guys remember Howard Finster's stream from a couple months ago, it's kind of similar in design and composition. That's what I thought about when I saw this piece. It had that Howard Finster influence. I don't know if he was influenced by Howard Finster, but he might have been, because Howard Finster, just like Cal Schenkel, was prolific with album covers. And Cal Schenkel was an influence on Gary Panter. So it's possible. Seems like anything expressive. So this is Massive Panda. It seems like anything extremely expressive or cartoony gets dismissed as childish or is completely overlooked altogether. That, Massive Panda, is my biggest gripe in this indie sphere, especially in CG. That if it's cartoonish, it's considered dog shit art. And I'm like, are you retarded? Do you understand that a lot of our comics, a lot of the legendary comics, a lot of legendary creators had that style of cartoonish, expressive style that influenced our current pop culture scene today? My mind just like, it just gets shackled, you know. Swank had artistic value. Swank, I don't know what swank is. Don't attribute words to my mouth that I didn't say. KSS. By the way, happy birthday to you, KSS. Happy birthday. I am very extra weird, Linkovich. I am very, totally, immeasurably weird. I appreciate. Stop doing that, Carol. There are people in the chat. Stop it. Stop it. There are people in this chat that want to type and enjoy the stream. They don't need you throwing inanimate objects into the ether. Stop it. God. Here's Gary Panter's Superman. This is from when? This is from 2020. So this is recent. This is ink and watercolor. By the way, Superman goes public domain in about 10 years. So if you guys have Superman scripts that you want to start writing, get it ready, because in 10 years, you'll be yours to write and create all kinds of stories. And DC can't do anything about it. So enjoy it. Here's Wonder Woman from 2020 also. And this is a nice one. This is Dragons, also from 2020. Yeah, look at the style of the characters. It definitely has like the old time Fleischer look to it. So yeah, Carbon Diet says I'm gonna back it. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Are those girls wrestling or is it foreplay? Are you talking about the piece before this one? Let me see. What piece? This is right here. This is Wonder Woman wrestling an ox, it looks like. No girls wrestling here. So I'm guessing you're referring to the Wonder Woman piece. Oh, you're talking about my page. I'm sorry. The page that I was showing from yeah. So there's a scene in the book. Okay, so I don't want to go too much in the detail, but one of the characters in the first book was killed off, but there is a power play for his leadership position, and the girls get jealous over the appointed leader, so they fight over their role in his throne, you could say. So, how much of a bite does crowdfunder take from you? I'm not sure, Bear. That's a good question. But the thing with crowdfunder is when somebody backs your stuff, they don't keep the money for long. They actually transfer it to your account within days, which is cool because that means that you get the money immediately and then you have it. So it's awesome that way. I do appreciate that about crowdfunder. I mean, it could be a bad thing too, but in my case, it's been good. Grandma Moses on 8 on acid. I said 8. I was going to say the other word. I enjoy your work. Alas, says Massive Panda. It has life and personality to it. I like super detailed stuff, but sometimes it can get kind of stiff and lifeless. Looking forward to your comic. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Scrolling a little bit. Colin Lampling says, hello, my fellow quacker. I'm not going to read that word, Colin. You know better. You know better. Praetor says, you know who else uses prolific? Your mom. I'll have you know my mom doesn't speak English, Praetor. She doesn't speak English. Her English is piss poor. How dare you say that about her? Your sweet mom who can't read fucking English. She can't even type English. She's been in this country for 40 years. Can't read a fucking book. I mean, what I meant to say was, she doesn't speak English. Please don't culturally appropriate her. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bear says that the last Matt fix Drake whack it up. I did fix that. Stop it. Stop it. What's wrong with you? See, you're making Jeremy Burt upset. I'm sorry, Jeremy, that Bear's pissing you off. He's a bad man for that. I hate that he does that to you. So, Fiona says the reason why CG is failing for me, a majority of its 90s image lookalike, so many anti-heroes for shock of shock value. See, I'm so glad it wasn't me because I was not a huge fan of the 90s image value and stuff. I know a lot of people were, and that's fine. And it has its place in comics. But when an entire industry is nothing but that, it gets boring and, dare I say, forgettable. I guarantee you 90% of these books that are produced in the CG sphere are going to be forgettable. A lot of them are going to have beautiful art. Beautiful art. But I promise you, you're going to forget most of them when all is said and done. Yeah, a lot of the 90s schlop. Yeah, I'm not a fan of 90s schlop. But if you are, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's more of Gary Panter stuff. This is more of his recent stuff, but I always don't waste an opportunity to showcase the girls in the bikinis. Why not? So there's his Tex AV influence here. Here's something different from Gary Panter. Psychedelic Screamer from 1995. I'm sure that has reminds you of many a comic from that time. Stop telling her to be violent. No, you stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That wasn't my chat. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop it. Did I ever open the Sunday Funnies and look at Family Circus? Oh, yeah. I used to read the Sunday Funnies, Family Circus. There was Beetle Bailey, Blondie. What else? Far Side. Let's see. Well, anyway, you're saying that it was just phoned in following the footprints of one of the kids. Wait. I guess you're not a Family Circus fan. I'm sorry, KSS. I'm sorry. No, stop endorsing her violent behavior. Stop it. Superman's going into public domain. Yeah, free domain. In 10 years, he'll be public domain. And you could write any Superman story you want because DC can't stop you. They'll still own the copyrights to the images, but you can do a Superman story. All you gotta do is maybe change up the colors a bit, and you could create your own Superman comic, and they can't stop you for that because it'll be public domain. So yeah, get those scripts ready, guys. Get those scripts ready because in 10 years you're gonna be writing your own Superman comics, and everything will change after that. So. Okay, I'm behind the chest. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Let's see here. Johnny Ryan, super fun, super funny guy, edgy comics. I'll add him to my queue, and we'll see. So Johnny Ryan, okay. Because I add people to the list, and I do take people off the list too when I look at their stuff, and I decide if they're appropriate for the theme of the show or not. Okay, so let me just scroll down a little bit. I want to get past some of the Superman stuff because I don't want it to deviate too much. Will I be disappointed if I back your book, says Bear? Absolutely. 100%. If you hate B Citizens, you will be disappointed if you back my book. So, yes. But please, go ahead and back it. You'll like it. And maybe not. So, scrolling down a little bit more. Oh, look, it's Twitless. You know, Twitless was horrible to me on DMs today. He was very abusive. He made fun of my type. See, I put a picture out on Twitter, which I knew had an error in the word balloons, and I pointed it out in my replies. And he made fun of it on DMs. He made fun of it. Even though I told him I had corrected myself on Twitter, he made fun of it. Very mean man. Y'all think he's nice, but he's not. He's very brutal and vicious behind the scenes. Very, very vicious and brutal. Yes, Scholarless Twitless is here to make us all feel. He did it to me on DMs, Link. He made me feel really horrible. I almost gave up comics today because of Twitless. But then I had an epiphany. I said, you know what? If I give up comics, that means I've given Twitless the victory. And I won't do that. I will not give him the victory. I will win. I will defeat the Twitlesses of the world. I will continue doing what I'm doing and make the books I'm making. Plus, I'm so invested in this that if I give up now, it'll be a waste. So, no, I'm not doing it. So, CG is trying to salvage cape shit, and it's on the decline. There's no variety or experimentation in ideas. So, Hothead, this is one of my points, that a lot of the books are forgettable. I've made that point because they don't want to be creatively experimental. They want to be safe. And I'm not saying my book is going to set the world on fire, but my book is different. For that reason alone, my book is different. I think a lot of people don't like that. And I've caught that. So my go-to is the past, the history of comics, the outliers who have produced artwork that are different from the mainstream. And you'll see that artwork different from the mainstream has had its place and its success and influence. Go back to my previous streams. Specifically, look at the Mark Bodie, Vaughn Bodie streams, how much influence those two men alone had in pop culture and our entertainment and media. Howard Finster. These guys have all left a mark in your music, in your movies, in your series, and yes, in your comic books as well. So you could tell the dude was having fun drawing their illustration with the curvy ladies in it. Love it. Yes. Oh yeah. The bikini, the artwork with the bikinis. If you can see the fun in the artwork, then you know you're dealing with somebody that loves what they're doing. And you feel the fun and entertainment in it. So lots of good stuff in the chat. Let me scroll down a little more. Let's see here. Boondocks, Garfield, Peanuts, Calvin and Hobbes, Zitz, Foxtrot. Sunday Funny section was a hit as a kid. Yeah. Oh, I love the Funny Funnies. I have a couple of big omnibuses of Peanuts strips, which I'll read once I finish the volume 1 of Popeye. So the Duck is trying to cancel me. No, I'm saving the chat from your violence. I'm not canceling anything. I don't have insurance. I don't have liability. Carol, you're going to get me in trouble. Stop it. Be better. Be better. Okay, because here you have someone like Hothead who's talking to us about how he used to read Baby Blues time to time. And he says he can't remember the last time he read a comic from a newspaper. Well, I can't remember the last time I read a newspaper. Let me say it slower. I can't remember the last time I read a newspaper. Newspapers are on the decline. So if you haven't read a comic from a newspaper, it's probably because you haven't read a newspaper. I know I haven't. I'd given that shit up years ago, decades ago, even. Something's going on in the chat. Weird in the chat. In the stream? Is it? I don't know. For me, it seems to be okay. Seems to be okay on my end. Gonna turn Superman into. No, I'm not reading that, Colin. Not reading that. Not reading that. So, Let's see. Scroll down more. Okay. Beyond says, glad I backed Drake. Lasman is going for the organic growth rather than what most indies do with comics. Cold calls. Cold calls. Yes, I'm bringing in comic fans, people that love books. Gore porn. Oh, you talking about this? The piece that I have right now? Scream Panther. Let's go to the next picture while I do this. This is more of his stuff here. This is a fog pad. Let's see here. Go more. Oh, this is fun. Kill Billy from 1986. 1986 here. Kill Billy. I love the craziness of this one. What are you talking about, says Twitless? I'm just sweetness and light behind the scenes. No, we're on to you now. We're on to you, and it's not documented for all to see. 100%. AI is already writing my upcoming comic as we speak. Oh, so you're following Wiggles' model. You're a hack. You're a hack. I couldn't watch the Invincible show because it made me want to barf. Yeah, Invincible is the it follows in the Alan Moore deconstructionism of superheroes, which I mean, if you're into it, that's fine. I watched a little bit of the first episode, and I'm like, wow, this is really malicious. I mean, I guess it has its place, but I just found that from what I saw, I just found that show malicious. And if it's malicious, it's not fun. You can be gory and violent and be fun, but I didn't find what I saw fun at all. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. It just felt malicious. I like my stories and comics to be fun. Absolute fun. 100%. So let's see. If you admit my comics about, I'm not saying that, Colin, I don't want to say the D word because I'll get struck. I can't do it, Colin. I'm trying, but I can't do it. I really can't do it. It's just, I have to protect the integrity of my stream. Otherwise, I'll lose my channel. It's the Beast Citizen. Bear says no other book in CG has a D word, whack in it. Neither does my book. What are you trying to imply? My book doesn't have that. This is all fake news by you. 100% fake news by you. Ooh, let me take a quick drink. Hold on. So, Okay. With all the dishonesty and subterfuge we've been handed, most of the top tier creators shouldn't be making superhero comics. They don't have the concept of honesty and integrity down. Well, maybe not superhero comics. Maybe just. So when I was reading the EC Secrets Popeye, the forward talked about the success of the strips. Was that they were character centered. They were IP centered, meaning that you read a strip about a specific character and that took off. So it was no surprise that when Thimble Theater evolved into the Popeye strip, it was because Popeye stood out from that cast of characters and that became the strip for EC Seeger. And I think a lot of people in CG forget that if you want to make a mark in this industry, if you want to make a mark in, especially in the underground scene, character IPs are where it's at. And we had some possible characters in CG that could have broken up, but backstage stuff ruined it, like Brutus the Badass. We should have seen more of Lone Star. We should have seen more Earthworm Jim. Outside of Cyberfog, there should have been more character-driven books in CG, but that hasn't been the case. I actually prefer, KSS says, the comics of the 80s over the 90s. Sure, there are exceptions to the rule, but in general, I mean, I like. So I'm not the biggest Frank Miller fan in terms of his art, but there's an aesthetic about it that I appreciate. I love George Perez's art from the 80s. I think George Perez, out of anybody, personifies 80s comic art and the art that I grew up with. So, yeah, I love that style of art. I think it's more escapist than what became the late 90s and onwards, where the colors started to get a bit more polished, you could say. And there was a drive to make it look more realistic, which ruined the aesthetics of comics, in my personal opinion. So, to be honest, to be blunt, all CG would be like copies of ISOM if they got that level of money. ISOM is beyond unlikable. I hope they fix that for ISOM 3. I do. I hope ISOM 3 fixes a lot of the mistakes or shortcomings of ISOM 1 and 2. See, I'm not rooting for that guy's failure. I'm actually rooting for him to succeed because that would just get more people encouraged to buy comics in the indie sphere. But that's just me. What do I know? I glance at newspapers while at work, but I haven't actually read things from them in over 10 years at this point. Yeah, I'm good just going backwards in time. I'm collecting also the Dick Tracy strips, the hardcover strips. And I want to get, I got so much good stuff to read between Popeye and Peanuts and Dick Tracy. So, no, stop encouraging Carol. We see Lord Rabbit Jesus. We're having a good conversation. We were having a good conversation. And you're encouraging violence in the chat. I just told you people, I don't have liability insurance. I can't afford people getting hurt in the chat. I don't have money. I'm a pop. I'm poor. I don't have money like that. Please don't. Please don't. Check out Benjamin Mara. Okay, I'll put that guy in the queue and I'll look him up. Benjamin Mara. Yeah. So I'll take a look at stuff. Now, mind you, when I do these outlier spotlights, the biggest what is the term? The biggest qualification that I look for when I do these artist spotlights is their artwork has to be like outside of the mainstream aesthetic. If it looks like mainstream, I probably won't outline them. Not because they're not good. It's just they're not somebody I would consider outliers. So I go to each individual person and I vet them. I do a vetting process. Guy in the room says D-words keep moving into his neighborhood and brings the property values down. Just saying. Well, you have a problem there, it sounds like, but that has nothing to do with me. I just make books. Here, why don't you call Carol? She'll flip tables on him and cause us a genocide that you'll appreciate for sure. So do it. Kirkman's Invincible is gore porn and grimdark. Yeah, I mean, gore porn has its place, but if you're doing it to kind of do the deconstruction of the superhero stuff, again, it has its place. I'm just not a fan. So that's all I can say about that. I'm just not a fan of it, but it has a place. Weigel's book is not a book. It's more of a pamphlet. Well, it doesn't have words. Well, his book doesn't have words, so you're probably right on that. Looks like Twitless. Looks like Chad Twitless has been cyberbullying nerd Elasmin behind the scenes. Don't say it out loud, Cthulhu. Don't say it out loud because I don't want people to put that out there. Okay, getting back on topic. Some of Panter's illustrations give me Richard scary vibes. Cool planned out shots of landscapes populated by tons of characters. Yeah, that's in quite a few of his, but then you'll get something like this, which is wacky and zany. This reminds me of like Liquid TV, some of the Liquid TV animations. I don't know if you guys remember Liquid TV from the 90s. It has that feel to it. Berserk is less malicious. If your story is more shock and awe, hopeless than Berserk, then your stuff is grimderp. Grimderp, says Fiona. I'm not saying the D word, Colin. I'm not saying it. I'm allowed. I'm not doing it. Can't do that to me. Wow, this chat really turned hostile on me, didn't you guys? Really hostile. Like, what did I do to you? What have I done? KSS says, yes, great point regarding my point about styles and indie and all that stuff. There was a wider variety in styles that leads to more inspiration. He's referring to Praetor's comment. Did I skip it? Praetor must have had a good comment in the chat. Here we go. There was definitely a larger variety of art styles, in my opinion, some really cool stuff. Well, the variety is still there now. You just got to look for it. You got to look for it and promote it. It's okay to go outside the accepted avenues of promotion and streams that deal with comics and look elsewhere and look for different styles and characters and bring it out into the ether. So it's always good to show that, showcasing it. Let me scroll down a little more. Let me go here. Okay. Giga says that wasn't the point. I'm referring to leaked backroom audio track. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I get that. I get that, and I don't want to talk about that here. We could talk about that in another stream, but not here because I just focus on the aesthetics of the industry. I talk about a little bit about some of it, but I don't go detailed because it goes away from the point of the bigger problem. The bigger problem is that we're not treating this as serious in terms of an art form and longevity, the comic sphere, because we want that quick buck. We want that instant buck. So another underrated story, says Massive Panda. John Dillis the Butler. I really enjoyed it. The next issue, Canadian Tussle, has a really freaking cool art style. Can't wait for that. Yeah, he's a very good artist. Very good artist. For sure. My good friend Helmet's in the chat. He says, "What's up?" Hello, Helmet. Welcome to the chat. Well, we're talking about Gary Panter and having all kinds of conversations. And you know what's great about this is people are asking questions about art, artists, characters, all that stuff, because we're actually talking comics. We're actually talking art. And I think it's almost like I figured this out somewhat. I don't know. So scrolling down a little more. Stop trying. I'm not canceling you, Carol. I'm not canceling you. I'm protecting my chat. I told you, I don't have liability insurance. If you flip tables and it hits the wrong person, I'm liable. I don't want to be liable. Stop it. That's right. I don't have insurance in the car. See, you get it. You absolutely get it. So, thank you. Thank you for that. No, it's not therapeutic, Angela. It's actually pretty violent. And I wish you would stop encouraging that. You see, you keep encouraging it. This is what happens. Stop it. Please. I have a stream to run. I'm trying to run a stream here, so please don't do that. After my stream, Lord Raptor's streaming tonight. Born on a Noose episode 3. Spread it like wildfire. So after my stream tonight, we'll all head over to Lord Raptor's stream and have some fun there. And I know that we can't be in this sphere without streams of insanity and shit shows and so forth. So consider my show as a nice little pre-show of art and appreciation for fun and comics. And I think you'll have a good night. So Twitless is agrees with Fiona. He says, comic version of Invincible is a weird bird. I wouldn't say that it's only gore porn, but the moments of gore that it does have are extremely jarring and totally disgusting. Yeah, it's all for shock value. I think because I'm a fan of gore. I mean, I like Peter Jackson's early film. Like, you don't get more gorier than that, but there was a certain charm to his gore. If your gore is malicious gore, unless you're Lucio Fucci, I don't think your stuff would be fun. I couldn't invest in something like that. A lot of deconstruction in the superhero genre, very little reconstructing. Alan Moore even commented on that. Yeah. So, be creative in your storytelling. And just deviate from the deconstructive stuff because it's getting kind of repetitive. Yeah, I agree. It's repetitive. Where we're lacking experimentation in the arts. This is Jimmy from Gary Panter, 1999. See, he experiments with different styles with his pieces, for sure. Scroll down here. I completed my run of Beavis and Butthead today, too. I guess that's something. I actually managed to get a copy of the unedited episodes of the early Beavis and Butthead, and I'm glad, because I haven't seen those in a minute. So, what about Grim? I'm not reading that, Praetor. I am not reading that. Colin says, what'd you do? You forgot to embrace the glory and goodness. I'm not reading that word, Colin. I'm running a stream. Do not deviate from what I'm doing here. I'm celebrating creativity and art and the fans of such. What you're doing there is distraction. We have to get back. We have to get back and focus. Refocus. Helmet says the U.S. superhero genre is beyond retarded. I'm Batman. I don't kill mass murderers. So one of the things that you will notice in the comic outlier streams that I do is most of these artists don't even do superhero cape shit stuff. They have different characters, different stories, different things that they touch on, and the art styles are different too. Like a lot of experimentation in what they do, and I appreciate that. And it should be an inspiration for people coming into the spheres. It doesn't have to be cape shit. Doesn't have to be edgy. It just needs to be one thing: fun and escapist. If your book isn't fun, I'm gonna say something really controversial, but it's tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong for this. You could have the best art in the book, but if your story isn't entertaining and satisfying, people are gonna forget it. They're gonna forget it in 5-10 years from now. No one's gonna talk about it. There's a lot of great looking books that made some bank in the last few years in CG and CG adjacent and other indie spheres, but nobody talks about the characters in those books, or you don't see YouTube streams or videos about those characters, about those books. There's a reason why, because it ain't just about the art. It's about are the characters memorable? Is the story fun? Is it an entertaining, edifying read? If the answer is no, then months of years, hours spent on the book just went to nothing. The wider variety was comparing the 80s to the 90s. Yeah. Both that. It's funny because the late 80s gave birth to the 90s. The late 80s was like a how can I describe it? The late 80s kind of shed some darkness on the early 80s, and then the 90s just took that and went full steroids on that concept. So yeah, talk about it on my stream, says Lord Raptor. Yeah, so if you have anything controversial that you want to discuss, bring it to Lord Raptor's stream and we'll talk about it there. So, and controversial meaning like not backroom related. That's what I mean. We could talk controversy in these streams that I do as it relates to the art world and comics and books and decisions that made a lot of these books forgettable. See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and take this for what it's worth, but my book, Road Warrior Drake, has been discussed more often on the QE forums than most of the other CG books outside of Cyberfog. Let that sink in. Whether that's good or bad, let it sink in. The point is people know about my books. They know about me and my books. That's a kind of stamping of legacy that you cannot buy. So, and my shit's only getting better. It's only getting better. I'm not reading that, Colin. You keep testing me. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading that either. See, that's for you guys, for your racism. I'm trying to make it a heavy point here, and you're filling the chat with pointless, racist, provocative stuff. Stop it. Twitter says, I think it was meant to be impactful for shock value. I think you're talking about Invincible. To traditional superhero adventures in bright coloring so that the brutal dismemberments would contrast more strongly. That's what I thought he was doing, but it just came off malicious. And I'm sorry, but I don't like malicious stories like that. They should have kept the DC stuff to silver, gold, or bronze age type themes, etc. Let Marvel be the ones that have more cathartic, realistic angle. DC has always tried to copy Marvel, and I think that they should have they were at their best doing their own thing. And I think I appreciated that about both companies, that each company was different in their own aesthetics, especially in the 80s. But then the 90s happened, and then things went downhill after that. So, the only version of Batman I'll nod is from the animated series. That was a great show. That was a great show. Let me scroll down more. I'm going to skip over some chats because I don't want to be too behind. See here. Scroll down more. Scroll down. Okay. Supposedly, Alan Moore regrets the Killing Joke for creating a dark comic world and wants Batman to go back to the Adam West fun vibes. Carbon Dioxide. So I bought the Killing Joke, and I'm going to be selling my copy at the convention this Saturday because I actually don't like the story. I really don't. I think it's an overrated chapter in Batman's life. I was not a fan of that story. Speaking of malicious, I thought that book was kind of malicious. I really did. I was not a fan of it. And honestly, the more I read Alan Moore stuff, the less of a fan I am. You know, I thought Watchmen, the graphic novel, was way too wordy, and it loses me for a bit. And I wanted to appreciate it because of, you know, it's an 80s graphic novel. It was the beginning of deconstructionism. And, you know, I appreciate its moment in the comic sphere, but it just kind of lost me a little bit. So, talking about violence of comics, Dick Tracy was originally ruthless. He didn't think twice about offing his villains initially. Yeah, I got the first volume of Cherish the Ghouls, Dick Tracy. I'm going to read those. But yeah, here's the thing. It's one thing to be like a detective killing the villains, but it wasn't gore porn either. It wasn't like trying to be gore porn. It wasn't trying to be gory. The early 80s, the 30s characters like Batman and Dick Tracy, they were violent. Batman killed people in the early comics. He was shooting at them. He was throwing axes and throwing them at their heads. You know, he was pretty violent. There was no. He didn't have qualms about killing criminals back then. And I know he went through a change, of course. Batman went through a change, and different creators, different writers, and more was added to the lore of Batman. But you know, he did start off killing criminals. Linkovich says, "I'm talking about the Marvel Comics 28 issues. The later issues became a little harder and pricier to find after cartoons came up. Did a video on. Okay. That must be some. Okay, so it must be relating to a comment. It's about the Bold and the Brave. I don't know. I just skip over some of the chat because I'm a little behind. Yeah, this is why I'm a fan of Narwhal, because Narwhal is doing something different. Narwhal is that, and people give Narwhal shit for his art, but they don't understand his art. It's very expressionist. I talked about this in which stream did I talk about this on? If I go back to my earlier Indie Spotlight streams, it was let me see. Who was the first one I did it on? Let's see here. It was it the Tomohiro one stream that I talked about? I think it might have been. But I mentioned a little bit about Al Hirschfeld, the cartoonist. If you look up Al Hirschfeld's stuff, Narwhal's is very similar to Al Hirschfeld in the expressionism. The thing with Narwhal, though, is that his stuff is very storyboard looking. He has that storyboard art style. But it's very expressionist, and I love it. I'm a fan of it. And I backed Earthbound. Was it Earthbound 2? I think it was. When I lost on the Indie Cockfight stream, but I've been meaning to buy some of his books. I want to get Nosferatu. He's going to be re-releasing his Nosferatu book later in the year. He told me so. I'm going to back it once it comes out because I like the Nosferatu art he did for that book. So, some of my favorite praise is for my readers that my writing has been good. Yeah, praise from your customers is a great thing. But so is criticism. And a lot of criticism that I received is helping me make Be Citizen Road Warrior Drake a much better book. And the artwork, you will see the artwork of this book being a step up from the previous book, Street Champion Road Warrior Drake. But Street Champion Road Warrior Drake, in his own way, was a fun book. It was a callback to the early Eastman and Laird Ninja Turtles, which in of itself was part of the underground. Well, it was part of the underground comic style too, because it was outside the mainstream and it was violent in its own right. So, yeah, if you like that, you will love Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. You should also get Street Champion Road Warrior Drake while you're at it, and complete your collection. It's really weird, says KSS. No one talks about or speculates what's happened or going to happen next in the comics. You know, water cooler chat. That KSS, that could be a whole separate stream altogether. I'll be honest with you, because this is why releasing books years in between is not a good thing, especially if your books are not complete stories. Because if your books end in cliffhangers, you don't want to keep the readers waiting too long because they will lose interest. And then nobody talks about the story or the characters. They lose interest. This is why I say if you're going to release books between years, make each book a complete story. See, that's what I'm doing with my books. Like Street Champion Road Warrior Drake was its own story. You know, it was its own story, right? Had a beginning, a middle, and an end, but it's connected to a bigger story, which continues in Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. It continues in this book. And this book has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it will feel like a complete story. But then it'll segue into the third book, which will complete the arc, have its own beginning, middle, and end. But it'll be part of a bigger story. So that's why I said, like, if you're going to be releasing books in between years, they should at least be complete stories. That way you feel satisfied and you feel like you feel like you've taken in something. Oh, so the B&B carbon dioxide, Beavis and Butthead. Okay, you were talking about Beavis and Butthead. Okay, the comics. Yeah, I get that. Okay. So, be honest, regarding Invincible, it would have been 100 times better to have made Omni Jerk do a defect to Earth first thing rather than, oh no, another evil Superman. Yeah, they could have went a few ways with that. Totally. So I see a D word. I'm not reading that guy in the room. I'm not reading that. There's a Kiwi pharmacist case that talks about Elasmat in his books. His name is Elasmat. Yeah, he's a good guy. You should check him out. He posts often on the Kiwi farms. So Hothead says, it's not that Narwhal's art is different. It's his art style too. Minimalist is, to put it nicely. I've said that about Narwhal. So it's minimalist. 100% minimalist style. And minimalism is a style that is mocked and criticized and not appreciated in Comicsgate. And that's been one of my biggest gripes with CG is they thumb their nose on the minimalist style. And I don't think I think they do it to their detriment because you lose customers, you lose fans that way. Because there's a reason why there's a reason why the underground comics movement was successful, is successful still. And people still buy it. People still invest in it. Ed Piskor stuff is considered underground comic style. His Red Room books, I have all three of them. I started reading them this week, and it's its own little flavor. I'll say that. But it fits in with the underground comic style. And there's a reason why his books did well and why he was successful and why he was canceled. So let's see. Scroll down a little bit. Elasmat's about to start a revolution of hyper-stylized art in the comics with reconstructed characters and pure entertainment. Let's go. I already started Asa Panda. I started when I put out Street Champion Road Warrior Drake. And Micah Curtis, Rogue Kabir from War Campaign, among others, hated the book. They hated the art. And I'm like, yeah, you guys don't know our comic history. You really don't. Because you can't say you're a fan of comics and not understand or appreciate the early history of not just the early Sunday strips, but the underground comic scene of the 80s. Well, began in the 70s, going to the 80s. And it hit its peak in the 90s. Lord Rapid for reminding us that his stream is waiting and created. So he's scrolling a little more. Chainsaw Man, that's another interesting one. Yeah, my son actually reads that one. So when did the not killing thing start? You talk about Batman, the whole not killing rule for Batman. I don't know if Frank Miller was the one. I know that it was prominent with his book, with his Dark Knight trilogy. Especially with Dark Knight Returns, when that was a big thing about him is his no kill rule. I don't know if it began before that, but a lot of people cite that book as a lot of the current Batman lore, including the no kill rule. So I can't remember where else it came from. So scroll down a little bit. Kay says making fun of me. I'm skimming over the chat because I'm a little behind. No, you're not. You're nothing but all behind. Oh, F you. F you. You didn't even wish me happy birthday, so you're an ass today. Dare you? Dare you? How dare you? Yeah, he has an eBay store. Like Matt, he has an eBay store where a lot of his extra prints are there. But definitely get Nosferatu. Once he releases it, I'm gonna get it because what did he say? I think there's a movie coming out, a remake of Nosferatu. I'm not sure, but I think he was going to release that book to coincide with that, which is a smart move. Get some traffic your way. So yeah, go to Narwhal's eBay store. He has a lot of his books still there, and there's the link for Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. You can get it there and back it. Some people call me a D lover, but he's okay in my book. I draw B Citizen books, not D. Turtles 1, says Helmet, is the best one-on-one comic adaptation in movies. Oh, absolutely. In my opinion, it's still in my top 10, maybe top 5 comic book movies ever. Yes, fight me on that one. I do a release every 2 months, so I can still do cliffhanger. See, 2 months is fine, Colin. If your releases are separated between 2 months, that's reasonable as long as your backers or customers know that, and that's fine. That's 2 months, not that big of a wait, So, and it's consistent. That's also good too. But when you gotta make people wait 2 or 3 years, that's where it's like that's not good. Beat Champion, Drake is black. Shit. No, he's a B citizen. He's not black. He's a beast citizen. So no. Do you assume guys who draw Sunday comics can't draw any more detail than that? Oh no, listen. You could look at some. For example, I was showing Rube Goldberg stuff last week. Rube Goldberg stuff was very minimalistic, simplistic, but some of his murals that he drew or painted were pretty detailed. Same thing with Mark Bodie. Mark Bodie drew some very detailed stuff too. Myself personally, like I did a piece back in college where I graphed a poster of a fruit and vegetable bowl. It took me 3 months. I did it in stipple. I wish I had that with me still, but it was a 36 by 48 piece in stipple that I did. So in my opinion, cartoonists have a background, myself included, in still life art. If you have me draw something in still life, I can draw it and it'll come out pretty realistic or pretty detailed. But freehand, I like the simplistic stuff of Road Warrior Drake because it's fun that way. 90% of comics like stuff is the very worst of 90s image comics. That's why you should back my book, Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake, because it's a callback to the older funny books and the 80s underground comic scene. So, Guy in a Dream says, EVS didn't mock Narwhal. I agree that was biased on his part, but he mocked plenty of cartoonish stuff. You know what's funny, Guy in his room? Ethan actually, do I have the clip in here? Let me see. Ethan actually praised my book. Let me see if I have the clip here. I'll show it to you. But he praised my book. I gave him a copy of my book at the Garden State Convention last year. I didn't expect him to give me any promotion or anything like that. It wasn't anything like that, but he praised it. Where the heck is it? I should have had it in my intros. Let me see if I can find it. It doesn't look like I have it. I should have uploaded it. I don't see it. I have to upload it. It's on my Twitter. I do have it on my Twitter, but I thought I had it uploaded. Let me see. Do I still have it on my? If I have it on my hard drive, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and upload it here and show you guys. But on the draw stream, not the draw stream, on the what was it? The art auction stream from 2 weeks ago. Matt Barr was he was auctioning off some of his pieces, and he had the drawing that he did of Road Warrior Drake, and Ethan actually talked about it and said he liked it. I found the clip. I'm uploading it now, so I want you to see for yourself what I'm talking about. This is Ethan talking about Road Warrior Drake. This was from like 2 weeks ago. As soon as it loads, it's processing. It'll process. I don't know why this was not included in my intros, but here we go. This is Ethan talking about Road Warrior Drake.
It looks like a cool Disney character. Road Warrior Drake. I have the book. I read some of it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like Azamat. I like him.
Yeah, I like him as a person. I wasn't sure about his comics, but his comics are really good. They're fun to read.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
You want more Adventures of the Street Champion? Check out RoadWarriorDrake.com. You know you want to.
So yeah, I thought that was cool because I didn't expect that from him. I just gave him a copy of the book, and Ethan watches my stuff. When I met him at the Garden State Fest last year, I was approaching his table. He saw me and he shouted my name out. He actually knows who I am. I've been in this game for a long time. He knows who I am. And I gave him a copy of the book. I didn't tell him to promote it. I didn't tell him that he had to have me on a show. I just wanted him to have it. And he read it and he loved it. So, so this stream has actually has become a big Q&A, which is fine. I don't mind the Q&A stuff. This is great because you guys are asking a lot of good questions, and it sounds like you definitely are invested in comics and the art scene and all that stuff. So, Matthew asks an excellent question. Do I think that CG would welcome the original Mirage, Black and White, Eastman and Laird if it was released today? The answer to that is no. Have you seen the artwork in the first Eastman and Laird Ninja Turtles? My book, Street Champion Road Warrior Drake, is comparable to the artwork in that book, and a lot of those people didn't like my artwork. So I will bet my life savings if that book was released today in CG, it will be laughed off all these streams. None of these people will promote it. You know they wouldn't promote it. I know they wouldn't promote it because they wouldn't promote me. So you take it to the bank. That has been my experience. They would not promote it. Manicore is here. Oh no. How did you end up here? Maybe because she didn't return your phone call, Manticore. Did you think about that? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Think to not kill and start with the Commons Code Authority, but don't quote me on that. Kansas is possible. It's possible. But then a lot of characters in Marvel and DC did kill, so I don't know if that was it with Batman specifically, because some characters did kill. They still do. That could be wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. So the Honorable giving Twitless a boost. She says, I choose Omega Girl over getting my favorite ramen. High praise. I don't have much interest in Nosferatu because I'm not into vampires or anything. Well, I would just get it for the artwork. It's a very atmospheric. I love Nosferatu. I love silent movies. So I definitely recommend it. By the way, the chat is on fire tonight. You guys are great. Not this guy, though. This guy's horrible. Absolutely horrible. So this is gay like Quaff. It says great cloudy day. I don't know. Well, I agree with Quaff being gay, but I don't know what you're referring to as gay. But yeah, Quaff definitely is gay. 100%. Don't let him having kids fool you, by the way. That's all a front. He's definitely gay. Confirmed. 100%. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. Hey, yeah. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat.
It looks like a cool Disney character. Road Warrior Drake. I have the book. I read some of it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like Azamat. I like him.
Yeah, I like him as a person. I wasn't sure about his comics, but his comics are really good. They're fun to read.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
You want more Adventures of the Street Champion? Check out RoadWarriorDrake.com. You know you want to.
Testing 1 2. Yeah, did my audio cut off? Yeah, what time? Okay, so it looks like 3 minutes of my audio didn't show. So that means I was saying some stuff. I was commenting on some of the racism in the chat, and you guys didn't hear me. But by the way, I was highlighting the last comment by Carol because she thought that was an EVS talking. That was clearly EVS. So that means about 3 minutes of my stuff was not heard. It's okay. I can summarize what I said in 3 minutes in about a couple minutes. So let me scroll down here. Okay. Hold on here. Yeah, so it looks like it's 3 minutes that has not been heard. So what was I saying in the last 3 minutes? In the chat is talking a lot. You guys are great, by the way. Appreciate your input. Okay. Oh yeah, I was talking about how a lot of cartoonists are classically trained, and myself personally, like depending on what I'm called to do, like I will go ahead and draw based on what I'm being told to draw. So I can do still life drawing, and I've done still life drawing. I've done stipple. What does that know stipple is? Stipple is when you're drawing, but you're doing it with dots. You know, you can start out doing it as a pencil drawing, and then you actually dot the entire piece. I did a piece in college entirely on stipple. It took me 3 months to complete. One of my most accomplished pieces. I can still do it again too. As a matter of fact, hold on 1 second. I think I have a piece here. I'm gonna show you guys a question. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something. Okay, and hold on. So let me give you an example of my style of art. So you guys see what I've done with Road Warrior Drake, right? And the simplicity of it. So this was something that I drew. Let me just okay. This is something that I drew in 2015 for my wife Stephanie. This was my wedding gift to her. I took a portrait of her. I drew it and then I stippled it. So let me do the other camera. Here we go. Let me see. Testing 1 2. Okay, good. Okay. So this was my wedding gift to her. Entirely stipple. Okay. And I took a picture of her and I copied it with pencil, and then I spent a few hours on stipple. So let's see here. Going down here. Yes, I know. I fixed it. I know. I'm an idiot. I know I'm a hack. I'm like Wiggle. I'm a hack. I get it. I'm a hack. Confirmed hack. So I got to make sure I do these stupid mic checks every so often. Because if not, then Andrew Curry says cheers. So let's see here. Terrible audio. Wait. Hold on. There we go. Okay. My audio should be better now. Okay. My audio should be better. Okay. I'm going to have to skip a lot of the chat here because I want to make sure that I'm up to date. But I'm reading the chat, making sure that my audio is up to par. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So Master Panda says, I know that illustration took forever and the highlights in her hair show up really well, even with the technique. Yeah, this took me hours to do. Like you could even see in the backdrop here, like for example, she was a big fan of Big Red. She loved that drink. And I very lightly I stippled it behind her too. This is all stippled. All this is stipple. It's just I use different densities when it came to how much stippling I did. So, so like I said, I am classically trained myself. I don't always draw this way because I'm not called to draw this way. Road Warrior Drake is a callback to the early underground comics of the 80s and even the 70s. So I draw based on that aesthetic. So, warn a brother before you reveal that. This is for you, Manticore. This is for you. That's all stipple. Yeah, this is all stipple. And mind you, I did a piece in college that was 36 inches by 48 inches in stipple. That took me 3 months to complete. This is my wife, or my deceased wife. She passed away in October of 2022. This was my wedding gift to her in 2015. And I have video of her opening this picture up, and she opened up a pack of Big Red. And I had that in another YouTube channel. So we had a YouTube channel together, so I showed that. But this was one of the gifts I gave her, and we kept it in a glass display case here. So, well, where she is right now, she's enjoying the presence of God and the presence of eternal love. So, scrolling down a little bit more. Guy in the rooms. I'm in Brooklyn. We used to live in not Flatbush, Bed-Stuy, do or die. That's where she lived there. I moved in with her for a few years. Then we moved out here to Pennsylvania, and she lived her final years here in Pennsylvania. I'm still here in Pennsylvania, and I love it. It's not scenic or anything, but I prefer Pennsylvania over New York right now, especially with what's happening in New York with all these stuff. Not to get too political, and I'm not going to, but I'm just making the point. But in presence of Prayer 7, yes, I bet you guys didn't know I could draw like this, right? Yes, this is live, Angela. This is live. Yeah, this is my my dearly departed wife, Stephanie. Prayer says, you can hear me, but it's Chinese. Cantonese or Mandarin? See, that matters. That matters. So, what is stipple? Stipple is dots. Dot, 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 dot. So the heavier blacks are more dots. The lighter blacks are less dots. That's all stipple is. Instead of just line drawing, it's dot, 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 dot. That's this. This is all dots. See? Yeah, Angel, this was my wife. She passed in October of 2022, October 1st. We were married in April 11th, 2015. So this year was my second year without her. This was my wedding gift to her, and she loved it. And should I show it? Do you guys want me to show you the video for opening it up, or we'll just continue the stream? But I'm just showing this to you because I'm giving you an idea of my artistic diversity, my diversity. I hate that term. I really hate that term, diversity. Stipple is an image made up of dots. Yes, dot 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 dot. A bunch of dots for tones. Dot 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 dot. That's what this is, and this takes a lot of patience to do. Lots of patience to do. Goober. That's a Road Warrior Drake word, Manticore. See, I know you're a Road Warrior Drake fan. I knew it. You're a fan. I knew it. You're absolutely a fan. Praetor says, I'm sorry. Rest in peace, carbon dioxide. Sorry to hear that. So a lot of the people in the CG community were very, very supportive when I made the announcement of her passing. For that reason alone, I can never turn my back on Comicscape because a lot of them were very supportive. And I'll never forget June of last year at the Garden State Fest. And I think when men disagree, there has to be a level of respect where it's like we can disagree and we can still be cool. But Ethan Van Sciver was very kind to me at the Garden State Fest. He bought me and I didn't ask him to do it, but he bought me the steak that we ate at Chris Steakhouse that night. And I saw a side of Ethan that different from the YouTube side. I got to see the human side of Ethan, and I got to see him having fun, and he treated us all with respect and everything. So I can never say a bad word about EVS because of that. So no, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm not in New York City. I'm in Pennsylvania. So that's where I'm at right now, and I like it here. It's calmer, peaceful here. It's good for my artistic growth. It's cute when you talk about us as Manticore. yeah, I learned a lot about being a human from Stephanie. I learned a lot about it. So he says, you're in Bushwick. My condolences. I'm just joking. Bushwick is it's about as not as good. It's about as not good as Bed-Stuy. Shut up, alas, Matt. No, I will not. I'm gonna keep talking, and I hope you get annoyed by it. 100%. So, yeah, it's at the. I saw the videos and saw the videos on. I see what's going on in New York City. You guys you got to get out of there. You really got to get out of there. Or well, let me not get political. I'm gonna just. We're keeping it on the art side. The flowers are a nice touch at the bottom. Yeah, they are. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. I don't know if I have the patience to do it. Imagine a piece 36 inches by 48. 36 by 48. 3 months on my knees, dot, hours every day doing a piece like that. You have to have patience and the vision for what it's going to look like down the road. And a lot of these creators don't have patience. They want the results now. But you got to have the foresight to look ahead to know what it's going to be and dedicate the energy and time now until it's ready to do it. So, I'm sorry, a lot of it. Didn't know your wife was departed. No, don't feel bad. I knew you were being malicious. I get it. It's fine. I'm very patient with stuff like that, so don't worry. You're good. I'm just showing you guys this as an example of my range and artistic style. You know, you see Road Warrior Drake and you think, oh, that's all he can do. But no, I can do, art, realistic looking stuff too. I've been trained that way. But Road Warrior Drake is not going to be memorable if I do realistic style art for him. I think that the appeal of Drake is the minimalistic style, the stylistic look of the character and the world around him, I think is a part of his appeal. It's so time consuming. I'm actually surprised you took in some hours. It doesn't look like you rushed any areas. Oh no. When I just stipple, I dedicate to it. And this in particular, like I really wanted to be blown away by it. The DEI of art says, and you are so cool. You are so cool. No, we're not. Now you're my deadly enemy. Deadly enemy. Pointillism, says Angela Curry. Pointillism. Yes. Pointillism. Or the dot method. So Burat would approve of the stippling. Mike says Michael Dietrich. I love stippling. But it is time consuming. So stippling is good if you're doing one piece and you got a whole day to kill. Then yeah, I would say definitely try it. My mother says I'm cool, man. Core. My mother says I'm cool. I don't care what you say. I was born cool. She said so. State Gate says my abuser Carol Colors. I'm scrolling down the chat. It's always sunny in Alasmat, the Shadow Band. Pointillism uses color stippling. Oh, pointillism is stippling, but in color. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a thing too. I haven't done that though. I haven't done that. So, now Manticore's trying to warm up to me. No, I got the receipts now. Now you're my sworn enemy. You're my sworn enemy. Totally 100%. You could put 10 emojis. It's not going to fix the damage that you've done. So, see, I like Carol. I like Fiona's input because she is, she's like the normie when it comes to CG and CG adjacent. And I wish more people would listen to what she's saying and take in her input. She says that she wishes CG would have actual variety and output, but then again, I wish that of many American creatives. Yeah, it's almost like we're copying the things that's wrong with the mainstream. So I have learned a lot of patience, says Colin, with my comment. It's really paid off. Yeah, absolutely. And patience equals growth, and your work down the road reflects it. Let me switch cameras for a quick second because I don't like looking into the there we go. Let me just stop for a second to make sure that my mic is still working. Good. Making sure. I gotta check to make sure that the waves around my avatar are spreading out, so that way I know my mic is still working. I spent 3 months doing stippling for art for college. It took dedication and patience. So I was to say, while he finished it, he did feel that year of barber college. I did, as you can see. Let's see here. You know, it lashes out when you comment on the shape of his head. You want to know why? Because it's trauma related. That's why. Because it happened. It's based on an actual traumatic event, and you don't seem to care about that. You don't seem to care that my soul died that day when Ethan did this.
Yeah. Jabba wants me to tell you to draw me as a peanut head.
Okay, I will. A peanut head.
Yeah.
In what way? What's a peanut head?
My head's shaped like a peanut. But I'm telling him no, but Jabba's insisting that I have a peanut head. So
You do kind of have a peanut head.
Yeah, I kind of walked into that one, didn't I, KSS? I did. I should have chosen my words wisely, but I guess I forgot you were in the chat. So, but what do I know? Don't see. And Carol continues. You continue with the harassment. See, I'm talking art. I'm talking love and inspiration. And here you are you continue to throw darts at me. I'm a pocket, Carol. You have to revere and protect me in this sphere, because if not, I'll be extinct. Am I Italian? I don't know what I am, Colin. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I don't know what I am anymore. I just make books. I make B Citizen books. Books like this one, B Citizen Road Warrior Drake, featuring some cool artwork. And this campaign also has Street Champion Road Warrior Drake, which is the first book in the saga. Both graphic novels and both have complete stories, but both are connected in the overall arching story of Road Warrior Drake. I think you'll like it. And here's more stuff from Gary Panter. Again, I'm not a fan of his painting stuff. I like more of the comic art stuff right here. This one is Untitled from 2006. This purple creature reminds me of the green slime, except he's pink, but it reminds me of the green slime movie, an American Japanese co-production. Badge of honor, my friend, says Angela Curry with racist emojis. Complete racism. Can I still get that mug? Oh yeah, you mean the peanut head mug? Hold on, let me get it for you. Yeah, that peanut head mug is still available. Let me see if I can get the link. Let's see. I have to log into my email here. Give me 1 second. Let me log into my Teespring, because nobody buys my Teespring stuff. So I almost don't promote it because of it. I just focus on the book itself. But hey, well, you know what? There's your merch. Lord Raptor says, was talking about merch. Lord Raptor, there's your merch right there. There it is. There's your merch. Where is the peanut head mug? Let me see. Peanut head elasmat. There we go. Okay. Got it. I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, here's the link to the peanut head mug. Carol misgendered. Shut up, guy in his room. Shut up. How dare you? Stop it. Stop it. KSS says POC equals peace. I'm taking your wrench away. I'm taking your wrench away. But yes, please promote my book. Thank you. Promote my book. Yes. So there's the link to the peanut head mug, which actually features the quote from Ethan Van Sciver in the back. So why would you want to look at that head when they are trying to enjoy coffee. It's a good way to encourage caffeine intake. You have no vision, Manticore. It's a good way to encourage caffeine intake. No vision. I have vision. One day you'll realize it. And then you'll be great too. So, if by the way, oh, that's hilarious. Sold. Okay, appreciate it. I think I made $2 off of it, but that's okay. I don't mind. I want you guys to have fun. So please, by all means, get yourself a peanut head mug. And enjoy it. So, although I gotta see if gotta log into that account and get it. So, but yeah, and definitely enjoy that peanut head mug. Sure, I'm getting a seizure from it. It says, well, spread awareness, seizure awareness. So Wiggle started Muggate. Yes, he did. He started Muggate. So absolutely. Carbon, hey, Arnold had a weirder head. He did, yes. Is there an evil goose in my comic? There's no birds in my comic, Colin. These are all beast citizens. I have Road Warrior Drake, the beast citizen, and I have a bat creature who factors heavily in the story. Beast fights galore, in addition to other fights. An action-packed book, for sure. But yeah, this piece from Gary Panter reminds me of the Green Slime book, movie from 1968. Here's something that, again, another piece that's reminiscent of Howard Finster. Yeah, again, this is more this is more in tune with what I like, comic art stuff. This is from 1989, Pot of Gold. So you see he plays with the colors here. So at least Arnold had a shut up, Manicore. Shut up. I'm trying to teach art right now. I'm trying to show art. And see, this is why I'm marginalized. This is why I need to be compensated. Please go to my pinned message on my PayPal. Send me $1 or $2 so I can buy something, so I can be away from Manicore's fucking abuse. I just want to teach, guys, and share and inspire the art that brought us together as not just comic creators, but comic fans as well. The guy in the news, says Colin, is me when I look at modern art in Marvel books. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. Modern art is not my thing now in comics. Take me back to the 80s and before when it was all fun and escapist. What are your thoughts on the feathery communita? Is that a thing? I have to look it up because it could be that. Carol, stop it. I was answering Andrew's question and you came in with the violence. Stop it. Please just stop it. I'm an ally to the PLCs. Yes, we need your help. Protect us and revere us. I should wear a monocle and top hat. I should. Then you'll all take me seriously. Carol, Andrew's got a mug. Okay, it's awesome. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. That's awesome that she got the mug. So, beautiful. All right, so we got I think you're my first sale on that mug. So I hope you enjoy it. I think you will. I think you'll definitely enjoy it. So, chat is going on fire again. Is that a thing? What, the mug? Yeah, just put the link in there. She woke up and chose violence. Yeah, that's what Carol does. She chooses violence every time. Every time. So I'm surprised, says Guy in the room. Appeals to like you were even able to draw without an ally's assistance. Also, do you know what a computer is? No, I don't. Can you tell me? I need help, Guy, because I know that the New York governor is helpful for us coloreds in understanding what a computer is. So I'm looking forward to Governor Holtschul's charitable assistance in learning me a computer. Because Lord knows she ain't doing shit about the illegals. Let me stop. Okay. I don't want to deviate from that. Modern comics looks like airplane life vest instruction manual art. That's a good analogy. That is a very good analogy. You're right. You're absolutely right. I miss the 80s and early 90s aesthetics of comic art. Now it's just bland. It's very bland. I don't like the color. I don't like how some of the colors even ruins the line art. It obscures like the inking. It just looks very artificial, not organic. And when I say artificial, I don't mean that it doesn't look real. I mean it doesn't look organic. Like an 80s comic looks organic. Some of the recent shit does not. A lot of the recent shit does not. So, like this piece is organic. This is organic, but again, it's more of the acrylic paint that he does. Gary Panter is a big fan of the lucha stuff. It seems he likes the old Mexican stuff. This is him drawing dinosaurs. Animal World 2014. That was an old Ray Harryhausen movie, one of his earliest stop motion stuff. Speaking of immigrants, okay, let me move forward. Day of the Triffids, Hungry Freaks 2014. This looks like Day of the Triffids. It looks like it's inspired from that. This is more sci-fi. Oh, that looks like Doomcock. That's 2013. This is like Doomcock, guys. I wonder if Doomcock was inspired by this. That looks like Stella Star from Star Crash. Yeah, Stellar Z. This is what's her name? What's her name? I forgot her name. Oh man, I lost the name of the actress who played Stella Star from Star Crash. I'm gonna have to go and check IMDb because she was also in Maniac with what's his name? Maniac with Joe Spinell. That's who. Okay, and the actress was Carol Monroe. Why did I forget it? My dementia's kicking in. I'm sorry, guys. My dementia's kicking in. Okay, yeah, Carol Monroe, who was a freaking badass hottie. Like they don't make women like her anymore. When we talk badass, that was Carol Monroe. 100%. Do we have good comics on wrestling? I've been looking into the Japanese idol wrestling, and I gotta tell you, yeah, no, they have it with manga. There's a manga for everything. They have sports manga, action manga, war manga, drama manga, romance manga, comedy manga. So I'm not surprised they have wrestling manga because wrestling is big in Japan. It still is. So I'm not surprised. But you're not going to see much wrestling comics here in the States. It's still in a bubble. It's in a bubble. So Massive Panda says the new stuff is traced over already stiff 3D assets. Nobody wants to draw backgrounds anymore either. This is what you get when you pay $5 for mainstream comics. Quality, am I right? Yeah, I have to agree. Like, I mean, there's a way to draw backgrounds or not draw backgrounds as long as you can get away with it, but backgrounds are important. So definitely you got to have some type of background. And believe it or not, like the early 30s and 40s, the 30s comics didn't have much backgrounds. It was actually Hank Fletcher was one of the first comic artists who drew backgrounds in panels consistently. Regardless of what you think of his artwork, he was one of the first to do background art in his panels. I'm sure Mexico being an asshole. So there's a whole genre of comics in Mexico and South America in general, Sark. And actually, I want to do a stream one day on those because there is a lot of like South American comics. One of those is Condorito, which I read as a kid when I was in Colombia. And it's a very famous comic in Colombia and some parts of South America. So there's a whole genre of comics, Spanish comics that don't get talked about, but they're very influential in their own right. Carol Monroe was a hottie. Don't look her up now. It'll break your heart. I know. Don't meet your heroes. I know. I won't. It's like why I don't look up Jane Fonda. Because of the same thing. They have fishing manga. I'm not surprised. Golden Age had simple backgrounds that worked. Yeah, as long as it's yeah, absolutely. And again, like they weren't consistent with the early Superman or Batman comics. It was Hank Fletcher, or Fletcher Hanks is his name, who was very consistent with doing backgrounds in his panels. Fletcher Hanks rules. Yeah, oh yeah, I have those books. I have the two, and he's gonna be on one of my spotlights soon. I definitely want to do an indie spotlight on Fletcher Hanks because there's a whole story with him, and his artwork in general is like, I guarantee people looked at it in the day and they're like, "What is this shit? What is this shit?" But you look at it now and it's like, yeah, there's something impressive about his style. It's expressionist, but it's also ridiculous. But they're also fun. His comics were fun. And he kind of had a very similar ending in his life as Rube Goldberg did. He died penniless and alone. Almost similar to Rube Goldberg. But I digress. Madonna now is so hot if you like aliens. No, I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you. Wallywood is phenomenal, says Hothead Studios. Stardust, says Hothead. The Super Wars and Phantoma. So Phantoma is, I believe, the first female superhero that was published in comics. She predated Wonder Woman by a few months. And Phantoma is public domain, by the way. But yeah, she was like the first female superhero in comics. How's that for some history lesson? Bet you guys didn't know that, huh? I will destroy all the civilized planets. That was the name of one book. The other book was what was the name of the other book? It was I forgot the name of the other book. But yeah, those stories were wacky as shit. They were fun though. Lots of fun. Rube Goldberg and Bill Finger. It's an absolute shame. Yeah. Bill Finger in particular, because he was responsible for most of the Batman lore, and they needed him to die to give him credit. Sucks. Phantoma, you say, says Hothead. Yeah, Phantoma. Like I said, I'll do a Fletcher Hanks. Maybe I'll do him next week. I'll do Fletcher Hanks next week. We'll do a Fletcher Hanks indie spotlight, so you guys can get a real. Again, because these guys, these artists, they really were a part of the foundation of what you enjoy today. And we take that for granted. And then when somebody comes into the indie sphere and their work is not considered up to 90s par and they're shamed for it, to me, I think it's kind of messed up. And a lot of it is because of ignorance of comic history. Guys like Gary Panter, his broadness in art style. Extra. Yeah, so what I notice with Panthers, when he does these paintings, he definitely borrows a lot of characters, but he doesn't mention them. Like we saw before, he did Day of the Triffids and the Green Slime. Here he has Yogi Bear, among others. What the heck is this over here? I don't know. But yeah, his paintings are a hit or miss for me, in my opinion. Oh, wait, what the? Free weed. Okay. Let's see. And I think that's it for some of his stuff here. But yeah, he had a very prolific history. He won some Emmys, and he was very instrumental in the underground comics scene, of which I myself have been influenced by. That is my scene. Underground comics. Although Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake is violent, but not gory violent. Like there's some dismemberment, some slashing, some shootings, but it's not gory violent. So, yes, I know. That one slipped in. I know it slipped in. What can I tell you? I gotta be honest. I don't like this artist. He's prolific. And look, you're not gonna like a lot of the people that I spotlight. I like some of his stuff, but as you heard me say, like I'm not a fan of his paintings, but people like it. So it's I don't want to be biased when I do these streams, because it's not about. I look at it as I want to protect the integrity of the indie comic scene, and a lot of it has been glossed over because we want to focus on one era of comics. And it closes out potential new IPs, new stories that can be told. And I just want people to say, you know what? No, maybe Alaska's weird, but Road Warrior Drake reminds me of all these comics from yesteryear. Maybe there's, I kind of want to look into that. I kind of want to back that book. I want to read that book and see if it captures the same innocence and entertainment specter that these older comics, all these comics from like this era, had. You have to draw every single feathered muscle in the character Serratus, otherwise you're not a real artist, as Master Panda. What's a Serratus? Actually, I don't want to know. Don't tell me what a Serratus is. I don't want to know. Donna says, in your face, shock violent, appreciated. I've been watching Prince Valiant via Tubi TV. It has some violence, but it's not over the top, even less gritty than Gargoyles. Yes, thank you. It's good information. Okay, I think I will call it a stream. There's a couple of streams coming up tonight. Lord Rapid Jesus, I think, is streaming at 11:30. And then this guy right here, who's a queer, he's streaming tonight as well. So I think if you could choose between Lord Raptor and this homosexual here, you have your options. So go ahead and join the fun. But I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. I do want to thank you for participating and humoring me in the 2 or 3 minutes that I was not talking, meaning when my mic wasn't working. I appreciate your input. You guys have been teaching me. I've been showing you. We've been helping each other. We've been ironing, sharpening, ironing. I didn't say that right. No, I didn't say that right. But have a great night. And as you all know, I will leave you with my regular theme song because it's part of my brand. So.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Before I play my end theme song, wait, KSS wants me to play a video? You said it's not gonna get me struck, is it? Okay, before I play my Nina Drake song, put the link in the chat. We'll play for KSS. We'll see what it is. Let's go. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Before we officially say goodbye, we're gonna play KSS. It's a no? It's no? Okay, fine. I'm not playing it. Fine. Enjoy Nina Drake, guys. Have a good night. You gotta stop doing that. Stop. Okay, fine. We're gonna play the song. Okay. He meant it won't get you struck. Okay. Let me hold on. Okay. So this is KSS want me to play some gay ass video. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. This is his song for Dillard. This is actually inspirational. I like that. That was inspirational. I didn't get you shit for your birthday. I love it. Wildcats, that was a good selection. That was a good selection. I'm motivated and inspired by it. I'm just talking shit. Good night.